Live from YMSL Studios, welcome to the Doug Less Report. I'm your host, Bobby Morabia, with our usual panel, NRJ to my left and Sabon Salomon. And tonight is our special World Series preview. The teams are set. We have the Marlins versus the Fountain of Youths. Great matchup. And guys, I don't know about you, but I know Sabon, you're not looking forward to this matchup, but I think the rest of the league is pretty excited about this upcoming World Series.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, I planned all along to be in this series, and unfortunately, we're not going to be in it this year. But I would like to say congratulations to both organizations, especially the Fountain of Youth organization, who who really just tore us a new a-hole. We had nothing on them, period. They played great D, and we just had nothing. It was a short series, but we just couldn't get anything going. And anytime we did get something going, there was mishaps all along. And I want to just say that to my pitching staff, even though the game looked a little lopsided yesterday at the end, it was a 1-0 game in the 6th inning until we just fell apart. But you know what? Even at 1-0, we weren't in it. But I want to give a shout out to Moses specifically. The guy pitched unbelievable, and we gave him zero support, literally. And not that anybody could ever support that kind of frame, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'd like to congratulate both teams and thank you for a great season, and thank my teammates. And I'm happy we were all there. A couple of you I could have did without, but you all played great. We had a great run, and we'll meet again next year.
Well, the story in this game, and he's right, the pitching was very good. It was 1-0, 2-1, 3-1 for the bulk of the game, until the end when the Fountain of Youth scored 8 runs in an inning or something like that. But the story of the game is A.B. Saka limiting the damage against this powerful lineup. And when Sabon Sanity did get something going, they ran themselves out of 2 different innings, 2 huge base running mistakes, and both of them, one guy out at third base by around 20 feet, and one guy out at second base at 20 feet.
Easy.
So maybe Sabon wants to walk us through those plays over there.
Well, you know what? Some of these guys have a mind of their own. I guess they're just trying to do a little too much. And in a way, I mean, I think the stress was getting to everybody over the series. The way we lost the first game was, even though it was a very short series, I think everybody was putting a lot of pressure on themselves to try to make a big difference too fast. And you know what? A couple guys got some nice, clean line drive base hits into the gap, but they didn't listen to the coaches. And both times I was standing near the coaches, and I heard them both scream, "Stay," or "Don't run," whatever. And they just went for 2 or try to stretch a double into a triple or whatever it was. And they were, it wasn't even a close play. And that just killed any rallies we had. And we just couldn't string together 3 straight hits.
There was one situation where Harari, your all-star third baseman, was on first, line drive into the outfield, and he hesitated between first and second.
Well, you know what? Let me stick up for him right there.
Mm-hmm.
The ball that was hit looked like it could have been caught for a second. So he ran halfway, and I think a few people even screamed, "Get back!"
Yeah.
And honestly, I may have been one of them, because from where I was
Which is
standing.
fine. I'm not saying
so he actually came back for a second.
Yeah.
But there, he should have known to just stop it.
But then at second base, I'm telling you, the ball was almost in the infielder's glove, and he rounded second and went to third. And everyone, even before the throw to third was made, is saying, "Is he crazy? Where is he going? What is he doing?" And he was out by a mile. Of course, he claimed he was safe.
I think we have to backtrack a little bit. We're talking about that play with the fly ball. And I think he made the right decision by not going. A couple of guys, how could you not go? It looked like it was going to, he didn't he didn't tag up on that play. Douglas was he hit it, and he thought he should have tagged up. He would have gotten nailed. You can't anticipate an overthrow.
Douglas is just saying that because he hit it, nothing shot. He said, "Oh, we should have tagged
It
up."
was a shallow fly ball to center field. He would have been nailed.
He would have been
can't
nailed.
anticipate
He would have been nailed.
So he was getting hammered on the sidelines by the coaches. Now the next hit was a base hit up the middle. He's probably thinking, I got to make up this extra base because I got hammered over here.
No, but Eddie Hakeem was coaching third, screaming at the top of his lungs. And look, you got to look up. You can't just run with your head down. Hakeem had his arms up, screaming, "Don't go." But I gotta tell you, if you're gonna be aggressive and get thrown out, it might as well have been on that play, because at least, I don't know if he knew this or not, or even was thinking about it, but the next guy's coming up with his 7, 8, 9 hitters, and if you're gonna be aggressive there. Lior took the bat out of Ali's hands with a possible man on second, and then maybe me with second and third, or whatever the case is.
That situation, just so we know, later
that was a killer.
Yeah, now you're down.
It was
you're
2-0.
2-0. Joseph was up, my brother, got a bloop hit that ended up becoming a double because the outfielder misplayed it. And Lior is up next and out later, and rips a nice, beautiful base hit. The run scores to make it 2-1, and Lior decides to extend it from a single to a double, and again out by a mile with Ali sitting on deck.
I want a special shout out on that play to Ezra Tabelli, because I would tell you maybe 7 out of the 9 other right fielders would have tried to make a ridiculous throw home when you had no chance, and the guy would have got the extra base. He knew he wasn't going to get the guy home. He threw it to second base. Lior had absolutely no business running. He was out by 25 feet, and it was just a heads-up fundamental play, which shows why this team is advancing without the most talented team in the league. But he made a perfect throw, and that to me that was the end of your season right there, because you had run on first, no outs, a 2-1 game with the heart of the order coming up.
Yeah.
And that was just like icing on the cake, in my opinion.
Now that's one. The 2 running mistakes is one key aspect, and the other key aspect, and you can't talk about this game without mentioning it, is that Ali, top hitter in the league. Some say he's the best, some say he's top 3 at worst. Went 0 for 5 in the series with an intentional walk. A very much publicized intentional walk that we discussed for an hour yesterday. But Ali going 0 for 5 in that lineup destroys the lineup, and he actually made the third out of the inning a few times. Sabon led off a few innings. And, that's a key aspect in this series. I know it's only 5, so it's not, fair to pick on him that much, but that's what the playoffs is.
Yeah.
It's only 2 out of 3, and you're only going to get up a few times a game. So to go 0 for 5, Ali, I don't think he went 0 for 5 in any stretch the whole season.
Never.
So,
But
big
to me, the
disappointment
story was A.B. Saka. He just shut down that powerful lineup and the defense, and that was that was a big concern, I guess, for your team was going up. He doesn't give in, and he battles, and he comes in tough, and he doesn't walk anybody. And when guys get on, he's even tougher to hit. So I think that was another key element which your team wasn't able to overcome. But it goes to show you really how baseball and softball is the ultimate team sport, where on paper means absolutely nothing when you have 12. Your team is talent-wise is much better than, and for sure they're Fountain Youths and maybe a lot of other teams, but they put it all together, and they just I think they're gonna probably win it all. But once again, A.B. Saka is showing to be the most dominant player in the league.
Well, like I said, he doesn't walk anybody. He throws strikes. He knows the situations. He screams to his outfielders. Maybe Tabelli made the right decision, but he's always telling them, get the ball into second. His head is in the game. He knows the game. Doesn't walk anybody, and he's a top pitcher in the league. So, and he trusts his field also. And the guys behind them make every play. I didn't see too many errors this series.
You're right. They absolutely made every play. And what was most impressive about this team is how they capitalized on our bad plays. That's what won them the series. Yeah. Because every chance we had to be safe and we weren't safe, whether it was a running play or an error or whatever, they managed to capitalize, meaning if we try to extend a single to a double, they nailed us. If we made an error with 2 outs and just said, okay, it's a guy on first, somehow that run ended up scoring with 2 outs. So everywhere you turned, they were beating us and late in the game. AB did his job by keeping it a 1-0 or a 1-1 game in the 6th inning. And you know what? In this sport, when you have the dominant pitcher who could sustain that extra 1 inning of a 1-0 lead, the favor is always going to go to him. And look at the last 2 games. We fell apart in the 6th and 7th innings. Not any time before that.
Right.
So.
And you had a lot of people that didn't show up for the series also.
Oh, forget it.
Starting with Allie, the third baseman, the second baseman. Douglas didn't do anything this series
Max
either.
didn't have a hit.
Max didn't do anything. You know, I know AB's great, but somebody's got to show up and hit the ball.
And
something.
you know, we're talking about base running blunders. Let's not forget in Game 1 where Allie ran right through Eddie Hakeem. I mean, I had no chance of scoring.
Well,
Eddie Hakeem's got to be wondering what he's doing in the third base box.
Well, you know what? That's my point. Every time, no matter who it was running, you know, because the truth is, look, think about it. The 3 guys that got thrown out are all very fast guys. You got Ali, Harari, and Lior.
Yeah.
Usually, in a regular season game, maybe they're not buckled down so much. They don't make that perfect throw to second or to home. But you know what? 0 for 3 on our part, and now I'll be in the broadcast full time instead of hitting homers.
And let's not forget when Harari got thrown out at third, it went from the center fielder to Eshko and then to the third baseman, and it made a beautiful throw to third. But he was clearly out, much to his chagrin. We're gonna open up our phone lines now. The number is 732-5YMSL55. Once again, 732-596-7555. And we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to talk about the other series between the Marlins and Malbadev.